Hey everybody, for episode 47, we're going to be turning on the mini factories that were installed last episode. In addition to that, if we have time, I'm hoping that we'll be able to do a little bit more preparation for the mega factories that I want to install in the next couple of episodes. But first, let's get started with a live stream where you guys can join me on camera for turning this stuff on. I want to get this little mini base thing that was installed between the last stream and the last episode turned on. So I think what that's going to entail is I need to get some mining outposts started because I want them to just easily kind of feed like from these patches into the little mini base stuff that we've got going on. And I figure once those are turned on, then we can essentially turn the module factory back on, which is this stuff here. This is all stalled right now because I haven't had any input of resources recently. So that is the tentative plan. With that said, let's just get started with some outposts, I guess. Coal would kind of be nice to get going right away because I've recently had a little bit of a power crisis and have not had any power coming from my steam engines recently. So if I can get some coal, that would be really nice. Let's see, where's the nearest coal patch? Oh, I guess there's that one. I'm all out of walls. Why? Where's my wall maker? Good question. Okay, why do I not have walls getting made? Because I'm out of stone bricks. Shoot. I don't have any stone bricks because I don't have a little farming area for it. Crap. Oh, thankfully, stone is right there. Okay, so let's start with stone instead. Change of plans temporarily. This will be nice since we have stone already within our little base wall thing here. Ooh, I don't have any, why don't I have any artillery shells? Is it because I'm out of steel? Yep. Oh my gosh. Even more reason to get these little mining stations up and running as quickly as possible because I've depleted pretty much all of the resources. The miners that were originally over here are now gone, as you guys can tell, and they've been replaced with these things, but these are not turned on, so that is why it's so vital that we get that going. And then all of this walkway and stuff we can't do because I'm out of stone. Just a million little problems and things we're gonna have to fix. And I'm gonna use these things. We should probably have it come from this way just to make sure I have plenty of room for the train station. Let's see, how many belts are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? So we need 5 into what, 8? We'll put it like that just to make sure we have enough room. There we go. And I really need to get some science up and running soon because this will definitely not be very dense. Oh, I missed one. So even though this is probably a decent sized patch, I mean it's 1.6 million, which isn't like horrible by any means. The fact that I don't have very high mining productivity means it just doesn't really densely come out. This should be plenty of room, I would think. Let's just be on the safe side and put it there. There we have it. Stone is turned on. Like I said, not going to be very dense, so it's not going to fill the belts very quickly. So we're going to leave all of these boxes uncapped. This train station now has to become stone pickup. And then we just need to make sure we send trains down here. Do I have any ready to go? That would be these trains. So these 3 trains are already in their stops. They're gonna come to stone pickup and wait until full cargo or inactivity. We'll copy the condition to all these 3 of them and turn it on. So this will be step 1 of this little mini base turning on, is getting the stone working. Stone pickup, and stone pickup. And it's working. There we go. And then nicely, we do not need a stacker system because only stone trains are sharing this set of rails. So that's convenient, and that's kind of what I tried to explain in the last episode is because I'm not doing a traditional train network where we're going to have tons of millions of different trains sharing the same pair of tracks going in each direction. We're going to have like a spaghetti rail system, but that's going to promote hopefully train throughput because we're not going to be having all types of different trains sharing and clogging up the same rail system. All right, so let's hop in here. I want to... Oh, do we already have one that finished? We do! It works, you guys. It's more than just a theory. We've actually proved that it works. So this train you can see is getting half full with, half of each product. Half of it's stone, half of it's stone brick. We've got the stone ore that's traveling in these blue underground belts, and the stone brick product is coming in via these red underground belts. So that's how you can tell which side is what. Another thing I was considering is we have a little bit of this extra space. Maybe eventually we can turn this space into like a dedicated pavement factory, but that can be like way down the line. And setting that to automatic, that will get turned on. Ooh, this is the first train to actually unload here into the active provider boxes. Let's head over there because now we can start modifying how the bots pick them up and put them into the boxes that will deliver into the cars. This is so exciting seeing stuff turn on. So the stone wall area is this box here, which, nice. We now have some walls getting produced. All right, let's see if the bots can deliver anything that I've requested. We do have enough walls. We have 200 that can come to me. We will head down to this iron ore patch ASAP. We can put on our offensive armor and fight some biters and go from there. All right, biters all around. I guess let's just go in guns blazing for now. I want to save my nukes if I can. And just let my power armor... Oh, shoot. Hold on. Change of plans. Ah! We're going to nuke that. And we're going to nuke this. I can handle the small patches, but I'm not well equipped enough. Oh, shoot. Oh, crap. Okay, just... Oh, God. I almost died. I'm worried that we just don't have enough power to actually mine anything. Ugh, look, we have such a bad power crisis right now that the cars are even stuck. All right, what I can do, let's see if there's any iron plate that I could steal from any of these boxes that aren't getting used. There's 200 right there. Okay, so 200 right there. We're going to go build some fuel cells literally in my pocket if I have to get some fuel. How's power? Is power doing any? No, God, it's so horrible. I may have to manually feed in the fuel cells, I think. Yeah. So they're now in the boxes but not getting fed in. Shoot. All right, well, let's work our way up there. Dang it. But this will turn on this iron ore smelting thingy like that. This train has nowhere to go, but we're trying to solve that problem here soon. What is going on? Oh, shoot! Oh, no. Oh, no. Damn it. Ugh. I have all of these blue circuits now on the belts everywhere. This stream has just gone, like, every which way but right. Ugh. I'm gonna have to just sit here picking up all of these circuits that are on the belts. But I'm gonna do that off camera. I'm not gonna force you guys to watch me just flounder around and picking up circuits. We've got iron plate getting delivered finally. Woo, and it's pretty efficient. Look at this, you guys. Through one rotation, it's getting completely all of the filters for it full. That's awesome. Good, this stuff is working again. We're getting some iron gear wheels, so belts are working again. Ooh, let's request just a couple speed modules that we'll put in here. Too bad you can't put productivity modules in there. Wait. Oh, that looked yellow to me. How, we have no lube? Okay, one problem at a time. Let's fix power. Let's just shove a fuel cell in each of the remaining things that need it. How come I have no lube? I should have tons of it. I have no lube because I have no heavy oil. I have no heavy oil because I have no coal. And I have no steam. Hence, even more reason why I need to get coal. Alright, well, I guess we're not really going to get lube until we get coal. And we're not going to get coal for quite some time later. I'm probably going to do that off camera or something like that. Well, the live stream is now done, and as you can tell, these bots are working, which means this mini version of the overall base is now working as well. The only exception to that is I haven't turned on the Covarex or uranium processing train, which is this one here. It's just not hooked into a major rail network, which is fine because I do still have the original one over here that is hooked in, even though it's through kind of a roundabout way into this uranium ore patch over here via this really horrible impromptu train network setup thing. But looking here, you can see this is what I did for the rail network that just supplies these factories that feed into the main circle base over here. And instead of having one main rail network like I talked about in the stream, I have multiple different track networks. Basically, each rail system or a pair of tracks feeds into its own type of adjacent factory. So like this is the iron tracks, here's the copper, here's tracks for stone, here's the tracks here for coal. And I did that instead of having one network because I, at the time, was thinking that it would be more efficient to have trains not have to have a stacker and not have to worry about getting jammed with other unlike trains. But now that it's all said and done, it's maybe not quite what I was going for. True, it's efficient because I don't have to worry about jamming of other trains onto the same type of track, but it's a little bit messy and maybe a little bit overkill because these trains are only supplying this little version of the overall base. These only go into basically the module factory, which is this circle here, and nothing else. So could the trains potentially have gone onto a bigger network and been just fine? Possibly. So this is something that I might rip up a little bit later on and come up with a alternative version of a train network. But for now, it's at least working, which is what was important, because if you guys caught this stream, you'll remember that it was a little bit touch and go for a little while because I was running out of all sorts of products. I was out of coal, and without coal, I couldn't get lube, and I was therefore out of underground belts, and without the underground belts, I couldn't make the new mining areas, and then out of iron plate in particular, which meant I couldn't make the fuel cells. So I was just about ready to go do some mining by hand, which thankfully didn't come to that. We've solved parts of our crises, apart from, like I said, the uranium ore train isn't working yet. But everything else works, and it works pretty much flawlessly. You can see here, these are the train stops where the trains come and deliver the items that it picks up. So we've got the copper and coal plate train here, stone and stone brick here, and then iron plate and steel. A couple of the things that I might want to change a little bit later on are the conditions of the trains, just to make it a little bit more efficient. But it's definitely not inefficient, which is a good thing. And then looking here at the boxes area, I feel like I have a missed opportunity where it would have been nice to have the robo-bays like over a couple tiles and to fit some more boxes here on the sides, just to increase the filling efficiency from the boxes into the cars. One thing I do like about this setup is that there aren't currently any pauses along here, so the cars can just travel along at their normal speed and just have everything theoretically delivered into their trunk. But later on, if we notice like in the other loading areas throughout the rest of the factories, if they're not getting as full as they need to be, I might need to add in those pauses after all, or add in additional boxes along the side. So that's something that we can play with a little bit later on. For now, like I said, the most important thing is that it's working. The base is not in a current brownout, and we're able to replenish our module factory yet again. So modules are getting turned on because we have resources coming in. We've got a really decent supply of our productivity modules filling back up because a lot of them were used in the smelters supplying these factories. In terms of speed modules, that's what I'm trying to build up most of all. We now have awesome 7,200 speed 3 modules yet again. So looks like the rest of the modules will probably start going into amping up the productivity modules again. Actually, we are chock full. What a good problem to have. I guess this is just going to get backed up and the module factory will therefore turn off. That will give us more power because instead of our power feeding a lot of the factories that are going into modules, we'll have a little bit left over. But that's actually a problem that I was hoping we could solve preemptively before moving on to installing some even more bigger factories, because I did notice with everything turned on, as it has been up until about now, power is dipping quite low actually. So one thing I was hoping we could do is solve the steam engine crisis, because you'll see here most of them are not turned on, and the only way they are turned on is by the fact that I have these requester boxes out here basically in the middle of nowhere, pulling all the way from a passive provider box here in the main base, kind of in a roundabout way, because this is the only connection of the logistic network through this way here. So it's not very efficient. What I'm thinking we'll do instead is put in some steam engine setups in these kind of squared off areas of the base that are now existent because I put in these pathways. So if we can find a way to squeeze in some additional steam engines here, that will hopefully preemptively solve some power issues that we'll inevitably run into if we were just to go into building the mega factories without solving them. Because we are dealing with another odd-shaped location yet again, I think the first step will be to lay down the 20 boilers and 40 steam engines, hopefully with that ratio, and then we'll move them around to have them fit in this location here. So we'll just plop these down, plop these down. We're going to be doing 1 to 2, so 1 boiler to 2 steam engine setup, like we have done from the very beginning with this setup over here. And then 1 pipe will go in the middle here so that we can make room for some power poles. In fact, I think we can do, let's do 1 there and 1 there, because we'll need to power some inserters. Although you could use burner inserters, which is I think what we're going to do instead. So in that case, let's put that there. And then some belt. I think if we plan on having some inserters pull some coal off of the car bus lane and bring it from right to left, we'll plan on the belts going this way like that. So let's extend that a little bit further and then copy. And then we'll paste until we have the exact ratio we want. So there's 8 right there, 12, 16, and 20. So that is half of the correct ratio. And then if we were to make it fully efficient with the ratio, we would basically either mirror it so it would have the other 20 on the other side of the belt lane there, or just extend it down so it's another 20 steam engines to make 40 steam engines per 20 boilers total. So now that we've got this general blueprint here, let's cut this and we'll play with the configuration a little bit further. Let's see, so this is as close as I can get it to the wall there, although I probably want a little bit of walking room. So really, that should probably be as tight as I make it. Let's play with this configuration. And that's it doubled. So that is the length for 20 boilers to 40 steam engines, and then of course we'll have one pump. So we're going to cut this yet again and move it to the exact area I want it. Although we could do like 40 top and then 40 to the side. I kind of like that idea. Actually, let's don't remove this. We're going to use this to count out just how wide it is. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So we're going to copy that. There we go. So we have now squared off this area here. So theoretically, if we have the same distance apart from this side to this side and this side to this side, it should allow for a symmetrical configuration of the steam engine setup. So where'd that go? So if we put that right there, actually, because I have a little bit of excess, I think we'll be able to get it to fit. Question is, do I want the belts on the bottom or the top? I think let's do it from the bottom, like that. It just looks a little bit cleaner to me. So right there, actually, we will delete this and then place it back down again. There we are. And then we'll do the same for the other side, like that. Again, deleting this and we'll replace it. And there you go. Now all we have to do is add in the belts of coal, put in some water, although we could do a little water fill thing set up over here. Let's request some water. This is one of the kind of cheaty mods that I use. I just figure you're allowed to use landfill. Why not water fill? That just seems like it should be a vanilla feature. So in my mind, I incorporate it into the vanilla-ish game. So we'll request some water and then we'll get that going here. Hopefully improve our power. Because I did turn the module factory back on again. We're trying to get this box up to 2400 or full for productivity 3 modules, and that way I will have 7200 of each productivity 3 and speed 3 modules. So I'll feel a little bit more comfortable once that is done, but what that means is we're actually using power again. Looking okay now, but I swear at nighttime is when I really begin to struggle. So I'm going to finish this a little bit off camera. Maybe I can fit in another couple steam engines in this empty space over here, and then we'll mirror it to fit on this side over here. And just like that, the new steam engine setup is done. I've got it here to this left square area as well as to the right. And I've got it fueled by a combination of solid fuel and coal with a priority given to the solid fuel because I made sure that the solid fuel is on the side closest to the inserters because the inserters will pick up from the closest side to them. So I actually have the solid fuel feeding from all the way up here where we have the coal liquefaction area where I've got the light oil and even a little bit of petroleum refeeding back into some solid fuel, and then from there it feeds all the way down back into this line, and then this branches off here to feed the right side, but I also have a separate solid fuel setup over here where the solid fuel feeds into rocket fuel and the surplus gets fed down to supply the steam engine setup. Also, in between cuts, I did get rid of the original steam engine setup over here. I do still have to clean up the defense and perimeter setup a little bit, but it's gonna look so much nicer now having that gone, and I can clean up the rails even further. And eventually, I think we can either add in some more steam engines, which I was debating doing in between cuts, but I decided to hold off because I am worried about having a lack of fuel to supply everything. But maybe if not even the steam engines, we could do a very tiny nuclear fuel setup on either side to the left and right. But for now, I think that is a perfect place to end it because this really sets us up very well for building in the mega factories for next episode. And that means getting rid of this, replacing it somewhere better, and installing the future mega smelters and mega factories. So I hope you guys will join me for that. Let me know what you thought about the episode in the comment section down below, and I will see you guys next time.